Ladies and gentlemen, we are late, but we are live for All In London. I just got off work not too long ago. That's why we're a little late. But me and Davey, we're holding it down for the Raw Ball podcast. Davey, it's been a tough week. How have you been, brother?
Good considering. You said a bit of a rough week with the passing of so many people, but
all right. So, Davey, you have been taking detailed notes as you always do for these wrestling events. Fill us in since we missed the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the show.
Close to 2 hours. Just coming up on the 2 hour mark here in another 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can kind of skip the pre-show. Grado was on there. That's all I give a shit about. So,
well, there was a contract signing on the pre-show.
Okay, I did miss that. It was a contract signing.
Hobbs and Miro, they're signed. So Hobbs came out, did a little promo, called Miro out. Miro came down to the ring, signed the contract. There was a bit of a dust up. Miro cut a promo on him. Yeah, so it was actually pretty well done.
It was a good little segment.
To the point. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know Miro being there at All In, fellow Bulgarian Maggie from Fightful had to have been jumping for joy.
I would say so, yes.
But most of London really popped for Grado as well.
Yeah. Well, he's
a figure out there. He's a big figure out there.
Yeah. There was rumors he was going to be on the show. But.
Thank you, Tom's Customs.
We have new ROH Tag Team Champions. MJF
blew me out of the water.
Yeah, that was... So that could keep these two gentlemen together longer than what goes on in the main event.
Yeah, I messaged you afterwards, and I was like, well, that was out of left field.
Yeah. But that's going to tie them together, right? They can't completely split now.
Yeah, and I was about to say, like, that means that are we actually going to get no shenanigans, one-on-one, MJF and Adam Cole?
Well, it's going to lead to a lot more intrigue. I know that.
For sure.
Yeah, because everyone was expecting, okay, Cole's turning. Maybe not. So there might be, now there's more to this. And it should move Aussie Open to the AEW
main
roster.
main tag title picture.
Right. This FTR retains, and we know FTR and Aussie Open have quite a bit of history.
Wait, so who rang the bell? Am I ahead of you now?
Match just started on my end.
I've been watching this match go for a good 2-3 minutes already. I went from having my stream not work at all to being ahead of you.
And now you're in the future. Must be the thin air.
It has to be.
Has to be.
Wait, yeah, if the ref was counting, who gets the pin? Oh, you haven't seen it yet. I will say, it is so good to see this Wembley London crowd.
And I love the setup. It's just
it gives
us the
feel. It gives us the feel of like a WrestleMania back in the day.
Yeah, it looks and feels like a wrestling show. To get to the ring, it's not 8 miles. Like
it's a straight ramp. Straight ramp. You can see the ramp. You can see the entranceway.
Yeah, it's like, are they there yet? No. Are they there yet? No. Will they be there? So there's none of that. Like they're out and they're in the ring.
I did have some my British colleagues message me earlier, and they said earlier, like at the beginning of All In, it was hard for anybody to focus because of how bright the sun was.
I kind of thought that because of the start time. With the day, a couple of WrestleManias had that too.
Oh yeah, Mania 24 is one of the biggest ones where the sun was just like, "Hey, fuck you guys." Mania 31 as well in San Francisco. Because I think like the first half of that WrestleMania was in sunlight.
Yeah, because the Seth match was during the day. The Sting match was with
Sting, Bray Wyatt Taker was during the daylight.
Yeah, which I always found odd. It's like, why are you having these type of characters come out
Tony's
daylight?
You'll see this in a minute. Big storyline development. Tony Storm decks Paige's mom.
Of course, I love this Tony Storm character that they're doing.
Dude, it's like great. It's like if the Great Gatsby was a female, that's what they turned Tony Storm into.
Yeah, she's like a 50s, 60s starlet.
Dude, she is running away from Paige while Paige is just destroying everybody else. This is awesome. Oh, I think we're seeing the end of the Outcasts here, Davey.
Well, I could see that happening too. They were kind of going their separate ways. Oh, there was another match made for All In or All Out. Statlander and Tony Storm and Ruby
Soho.
So that's
and
going.
Ruby ain't even in London, I don't think. So she's just sitting back in the States going, well, this is fun. What am I going to do after this? Because the two big stars out of this are Tony and Paige, easily. Ruby just always ends up with the short end of the stick, it feels like.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's too quick for... It would depend on how they do
it. No, Ruby's there. Okay,
Ruby
is in London.
Who?
Ruby is in London, so you'll see her come up on your screen in like a minute or two.
Yeah, I got to get mine caught up here. Something.
Oh! I will say I do love that swinging neck breaker, no matter who does it. The fisherman neck breaker.
Yeah,
I am a huge fan of that move. Paige yelling at Tony, "What's your problem?"
Oh, okay. There's Ruby. Yeah, I'm way behind you. I know what the fuck.
Okay, yeah, you are quite a bit behind, Davey. But now we might be catching up.
And I'm on a paid stream.
Yo ho ho.
All right, let me refresh this.
I may not be the captain, but my seas might be slightly fairer than yours.
And I refreshed my feed there. Maybe I just lagged a little bit when I was getting this up and running.
Yeah, so you saw the interaction with Soho, Storm, and Saraya?
Ruby was just running to the ring there before I refreshed.
Okay, now that you've refreshed, what do you have?
I got Shida just dumped Saraya. Britt just kicked Shida. Shida just suplexed Britt onto Saraya. Shida's going up to the
okay, yeah, no, I am now seconds behind you.
Oh, of course you are.
These streams never go our fucking way.
No, they're never on time. It's virtually impossible.
But I will say, we're a little closer than we were before, so we can talk about the match a little more openly.
Yeah. There's so many ways this can go with who's in the crowd.
Oh yeah,
because
Shida,
that writes itself with where Mercedes has been.
Yeah, I was about to be like, oh no.
Tony Storm has connection. Tony Storm was in Stardom. There's a connection there. Saraya and Mercedes were at WWE together.
She's just having to keep it locked in the rings of Saturn. Oh,
Ooh,
Sheeta is fighting this.
damn.
Wow.
I don't know.
No.
Hometown win, but I don't know. I mean, that's a huge.
Are you shitting me?
I mean, that is a huge moment for her. And
No,
I get
she
that.
deserves. After all the
Yeah.
bullshit she's put up with throughout her life, she deserves this moment. But with that being said,
Sheeta also deserved a much longer run than this.
1,000,000%.
And
I don't feel good about this because that means that Sheeta's best run came from a pandemic era, and her last run was as a fucking stepping stone.
basically a transitional champion. Now, where does the question is though? You're not gonna. I can't see them keeping the belt on Saraya long term because she's just not in the ring enough. If you look at the amount of matches she's had this year, there's very few of them. But I think this is leading somewhere else. So you might see another. Saraya may be another transitional champion to get to something.
I was about to say, does that mean that are we going to be? It's got to be Saraya versus Hayter, right?
No, I think it's the last word I got on Hayter. She's out for the remainder of the year, so you're not going to see her back anytime soon.
Well, with that's the good thing with the AEW doing these quarterly pay-per-views, though, because next week we've got All Out. That gives her until the next pay-per-view to
be full gear.
Yeah. So that
they
give.
They got the New York show too, Grand Slam. It's not a pay-per-view, but it's.
Yeah, but they do like to do big shit for Grand Slam. They always like to do something big for Grand Slam.
Well, they'll have 20,000 plus for it, so it functions like one without actually being one.
Oh, something that I heard. There's people wanting, more London shows, but someone was saying that they should try to run. They should run Wimbledon.
Be a similar setup to the main, like they do.
Because Wimbledon holds, I think I heard 15,000 people. So it would
be a similar setup to
about,
like Arthur Ashe. It's a similar setup.
Okay,
because Arthur Ashe is a tennis stadium.
This storyline has really confused me. I still cannot believe that they immediately were like, wait, we got Nick Wayne. Fuck it, throw him a Christian. Throw him to Christian immediately.
Not sure what's going on here, but there's something more to this AR Fox thing than meets the eye. There has to be.
Is he just being used to turn on?
I think it's a like I've said on the Twitters a few times, I think this is a swerve.
The AR Fox turning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to
they
say.
wouldn't go through everything they did to flip him heel, which was working quite well, just to flip him back.
I do like that we're getting a live rendition of Big Pressure by Swerve. I really am liking that we're getting more factions in AEW, though.
Well, it gets more people involved with the storylines, because a lot of them, like a lot of the storylines they do, they're not. I seen someone mention this the other day. Actually, they're not like surface storylines. They're layered, and like this storyline alone goes back at least 18 months across a minimum 2 promotions, and you could probably go back as far as the Swerve AR Fox match that they had. What was it in Chicago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like this goes back, like multiple places, right?
Oh yeah, Lucha Underground, so many more places.
Yeah, it was Lucha Underground. Yeah, so you almost have to have multiple people involved, at the same time, right? Just to tie it all in.
Now, when are we getting the reuniting of heel Luchasaurus, heel Jungle Boy, and Christian?
I don't think they'll go. I think Jack's going a different route altogether. I don't think you'll see him back. I think they want to, assuming he can keep his shit together backstage. If he can do that, I think they want to move Jack in another direction. He did his apprenticeship with Christian, as far as here's how you be a heel. Up you go, which is kind of what they're doing. So keep moving them forward. Don't circle back if you don't have to.
I am really loving Prince Nana's work as a manager.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see too much of his Ring of Honor work before the company went out, but what I've seen is fucking immaculate. He's on par with Stokely Hathaway with me.
Yeah. And he fits. It's not overstated, like he's not in your face all the time, but he's there. He's there. So he's doing an effective job for the way they're doing it. Same with Stokely does, right? This I'm interested in as to how Nick Wayne plays into this. Because at the very first of the year, when Darby had the belt he's fighting for next week, he called Nick Wayne into the crowd. This is before Nick was 18, right? Because when you turn 18, I'm giving you a shot at this. So how does that? They're buddy right now. So how does that play in? Because it's going to, right? Because they did it with Swerve.
Yeah.
With the Defy match. When you turn 18, I'll be in that AEW ring waiting for you.
Dude,
and Swerve was his first match.
I just got goosebumps.
Is this it for Sting? He said this is his last year, and it is not going to get bigger.
No, I was about to say Wembley Stadium will be the big. Dude, he's gone full Joker Sting.
Yeah.
He's gone full Joker Sting. They fucked up.
Oh, yes. Oh.
But I will also say, what a moment that Swerve just had. 80,000 people responding to his Who's House. So a double coffin match, but there's only one coffin.
Well, you would just have to put one person in it.
Oh, you're only putting one person in the casket? So Christian Cage is going in the casket.
I would assume. So I don't see Swerve going in it. I don't see.
It'd be crazy if they put Sting in it and they don't bring Sting back ever.
That'd be like some Impact shit.
It really would. But then Christian could just go on another fucking horrible promo and go, "I took Sting away from you too, bitch."
He could, yeah. Oh, Christian is like one of the top heels in wrestling right now.
Dude, and nobody expected it. Nobody expected Christian to just go, "I'm just going to start talking about dead dads."
Sting and Christian in the same ring.
This is extremely mid-2000s TNA.
But yeah, Swerve is not going to end up in any casket because they're pushing him hard.
It's one of those two that we're looking at in the ring right now.
Sting's not going in.
You don't think Sting's going in?
No. Sting hasn't. No, I don't think.
Well, yeah, Sting hasn't lost a match since he came to AEW. This would be the perfect time for him to be the one to go in the casket.
No, I didn't see AR Fox anywhere.
Darby, is that? It is, isn't it? That's his thumbtack jacket, isn't it?
It makes sense. Yep.
Oh, Prince Nana, no. He got a thumbtack jacket for Sting, too. That's really weird. But I will say, I will say I do like that on the inside of the coffin it says Swerve's house.
They're very good on the little details.
Dude, Darby Allin is really good with those little details.
Yeah. Christian picking all the thumbtacks at it. I don't want any part of this shit.
Christian's like, if I land on any of these, I'm going to be pissed. I love how Christian just looks disgusted at the jacket. Ooh. Swerve pulling the jacket with the thumbtacks over Sting's face.
Well, Sting, since he's been here, he's never shied away from, doing stuff like this. As far as getting in the middle of stuff.
And, Swerve's got a cricket bat.
Does.
And Christian is just ragdolling Darby, who he taped his hands together.
Yeah. And Darby just did a backwards spring forward. And he's doing this with his hands being tied behind his back.
Dude, Darby and Orange Cassidy have no right being as good as they are because they're able to do shit without their arms at all.
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't need them. I mean, Orange, Orange has been at this a while. Like, Orange is almost 40.
Yeah, someone told me that the other day, and I was like, wait, you mean to tell me Orange isn't in, like, his mid-20s?
No, he's he's 39.
Which makes all the sense why AEW has moved him into a producer role as well.
Yes.
And another person who's dealt with a bunch of different characters throughout the years, like Fire Ant, starting as Orange Cassidy with how it was, and then working it into this lackadaisical, nonchalant guy that just somehow wins. A lot of our friends across the pond currently in London for the show.
Yes, Nikki and Andy and the side. There's some pictures of them there.
Will Washington, my friend Sat Inyangi is there. There aren't the Fightful people there as well? I saw Denise is there.
Oh, yeah, Denise is there. Sean's there.
Got to share a screen with Sean Ross Sapp the other day. That was nice.
You did. I seen that. Yes. That was on the Great Cherry Show, I believe.
Yep. And
yep.
Ooh. I would love to see a concerto tonight. Oh! Well, Swerve, you didn't have to be that fucking rude about it. So Swerve did those free fall spots that they do, right? Like when a big person is against someone like Rey Mysterio and they just launch him up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swerve just did that with Darby, but Darby just fucking snake eyes himself on the top rope from 8 feet in the air. What a show to have a moment like that with Matthew in the crowd. Botchamania is there in the audience, and he just saw that. So, a Wembley level, I am the table.
Can you? Oh.
Sting is. What in God's name was that?
Darby just kicked Christian off the chair. Darby, I can see holding a world title.
Oh, without a doubt. All four.
I don't think it would be a long reign. I don't think it'd be a long one because you couldn't.
How long do you give him? Do you give him one pay-per-view cycle or?
Yeah, because and nothing against his talent. It's just with his style, you couldn't really get too far ahead.
Most of his pay-per-view matches would have to be hardcore style.
Yeah, is he gonna kill himself between now and how far ahead? Yeah, how far ahead can you book him? Really, in that sense.
But yeah, no, at some point, all four of the pillars are holding that world title. Guevara's going to hold it as much as I fucking hate it.
No, I don't see Sammy holding the top.
Oh, I see Sammy getting AEW's world title at some point.
I see Darby. MJF already has.
And Jack Perry, I do see him getting it, but on one of those nuclear heat level kind of things.
And I know this guy is not considered to be a pillar, although I put him in that group. Daniel Garcia.
Oh, Nick Wayne, what up?
Yeah,
Daniel.
I definitely see Daniel hold.
Daniel Garcia is holding that title at some point.
He's just too much of a well-rounded performer to not. He can talk, he can do a heel.
Are you going to choke slam him on a skateboard?
Yes,
you are.
Yes.
Fuck that. And that grip tape had to scratch the shit out of his back, too. Did you ever skateboard at all, Davey?
No. I think I've been on one, but very, very briefly, which is why I've never skateboarded.
Dude, who would have thought, including Nick Wayne, because I don't even think he would have expected his 18-year-old ass to be in front of 80,000 people at Wembley, even for a second. But he still had a moment at Wembley in front of 80,000 people at 18 years old.
18 and just 18. Like,
yeah, he just turned 18 a couple months ago.
Yeah, like July. Like he's not even 2 months in. Oh, see, and that's what I was just talking about. Like Darby just literally landed on top of the casket and dented it.
Yeah, Darby's style will not last. Well, we got to enjoy Darby's in-ring work while he's here because we don't know how long we got with him in the ring. I don't see him having the longevity of Jeff Hardy.
No, I don't. Well, and he's smaller than Jeff too, right? Jeff wasn't a big guy starting out, but he was still bigger than Darby.
Yeah, Darby's built like me in middle school. So since Christian's in the ring, I feel it's something to say. The odds of Edge coming tonight are 0, right? Edge is not making an appearance tonight.
No, I don't think Edge will be here tonight. I do think he's there at some point.
Yeah, but tonight in Wembley,
tonight. No, that's too quick of a turnaround, and you have to have something to bring him in too. Right? You just pop him in. Like you'd have to have something set up. And Christian still has stuff to attend to next week, although he's not in the match, but he will be there with Luchasaurus. So there's that. Right. So finish that. But if he comes in, it's going to be. He will be attached to Christian in some form or fashion.
Oh, Sting taking a swerve stomp.
And with FTR retaining, there's a connection there. Does he come in?
We actually talk about that. We should talk about that for a minute after this match, because a lot of people had the Young Bucks beating FTR going into tonight.
Yes, they do.
Including the alter the law situation that good old Cash was dealing with.
I don't think much comes out of that from what I'm hearing.
No, nothing's really going to come out of that. And I think we've got kind of some safety knowing that AEW was on Cash's side for that as well.
Oh. They almost had him.
Dude, why would you give Sting his bat? Oh. House call, and he's rolled out of the casket.
Yep. Christian trying to kill Darby. Right in character.
Something else that should be talked about is Nigel McGuinness being on commentary for this show is huge.
He was very close to wrestling.
Close to British wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling on this show. Had Danielson been cleared, that was what they were thinking.
Oh, that would have been cool because I think, McGuinness can't do the matches that McGuinness wants to do. But I think he could do a 10-minute exhibition like Shibata did when he first came back.
Yeah, it would be something like that. I mean, he's been out of the ring for a long time.
Oh, dude. Last time I saw McGuinness in the ring was when he was Desmond Wolfe. in Impact.
In Death Drop on the casket at 64 years old.
Dude, this has been a fun match.
It has, yeah.
Sting, you don't have to be taking these bumps.
Oh, it wouldn't. This Swerve's in.
Dude.
Swerve got his hands out.
I just want to know what Prince Nana's reaction to Swerve getting put in the casket's going to be.
Yeah, Nigel's last match was 2011. It's Nigel's last match.
And was that as Nigel or was that as Desmond Wolfe? Did he have to retire in Impact or did he leave Impact and then retire?
That was in American Pro Wrestling Alliance.
Oh, APW?
TJ Phillips. Yes.
Swerve,
Okay, so
you
Swerve.
are mental for taking that. Very fun match. Very, very fun match. So what's next on the docket?
On the card, Stampede.
Still upset I missed the Stampede match. I'll be rewatching the first half of this show afterwards.
I don't know. I never got a match rundown as to who's where.
Oh.
No, it's been how they had it listed on Cage Match has been pretty bang on, but it's jumped around the last couple.
So
I would say
what matches are left?
Well, we got the looks like Ospreay Jericho's up next.
I'm happy I'm home for that one because for some reason I feel this might be one of Jericho's best matches he'll ever have.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to not have a good match with Ospreay because like I
feel like
he's running away with Wrestler of the Year. There's no one close, really.
This match is one of those. Chris Jericho never had a bad match with damn near anybody.
Yeah,
he can have a good match with anybody. But
yeah.
I think he's going to have a great match tonight with Will Ospreay.
Especially now with how far Will has changed as a wrestler.
His entire style and character has changed since I started watching him in Progress.
Yeah. Like he was the, jump around everywhere guy, right, when he first started. But he's not that now.
No,
right?
Him moving to the heavyweights, what was it, 4 years ago in New Japan? Whenever he announced he was becoming a heavyweight?
Yeah.
Like that, just this 4-year span has put him into the greatest of all time category. And that's insane for a 4-year run.
Yeah, and he kind of had to because you can't, like the style he was doing, like Jericho alluded to it Wednesday. You can't do that style and, be into your late 40s still doing it. It just doesn't work. Your body will break down. The way he's doing it now.
Speaking of Jericho,
they're doing this live.
Oh, not just are they doing Fozzy live. Jericho started it off by doing the Freddie Mercury. Hey, oh.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Well, Freddie was there live aid. That's same stadium. So we get this one left. We have the Trios title.
Is the Trios title really going to be the co-main?
Looks like it, yeah. Because everything else is.
Oh, Sammy's going to turn on him tonight, isn't he?
During, I don't think it'd be during. If he does, I don't think it's during the match.
No, it's not during the match. It's
No,
going to
won't.
be after Jericho loses Sammy's faith.
Yeah, like they won't. I don't think they'll do anything to fuck up the match itself. So any little shenanigans like that, they'll do after. Kind of like what, well, similar in a way, but Jericho's run in at the Rev Pro show yesterday.
Was after the match. He could have at any point jumped in and helped Shingo win that match.
Right, but they didn't want to screw up the match itself. Because
I still need to see it. Was Shingo Ospreay as good as their G1 match?
No, but it was good.
It wasn't as good. Oh yeah, because Ospreay was trying to save himself for tonight.
Yeah. Will's not going to go completely all out there.
How was
the match? The match to watch on that was the Ishii match.
Well, how was a 7 versus Oku? I haven't seen a Trent 7 match since he left.
Well, the last Trent match I seen, I think he did a match in AEW, or it could have been ROH. It's nothing special. But.
All done.
Yeah, but Will right now is on another level. Oh, Will got a challenger for his the gentleman that you're quite fond of.
Ha! It's elevated.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I just got goosebumps, dude. Ha ha ha!
But the Trent 7 probably, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was a good match. About 7 out of 10, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the match to watch on that show, when you're going to get a chance, Ishii Jacobs.
Okay.
Like that was close to a top 10 match for the year.
Good. No joke. That good.
Yeah.
Now, I've got some weird investment in this match just because been watching Ospreay for about 6-7 years now. Personally, I've as long as I've seen him. When I first started watching him, like you said, he was the flippy kid. We all saw his match against Ricochet at Battle of the Super Juniors. This moment might be bigger for Will Ospreay than it might have been for Saraya. Because Soraya's been on a WrestleMania stage. The biggest stage Ospreay's got was Tokyo.
Yeah. Oh, this is his big, yeah.
This
is his biggest platform.
This is Ospreay's, and against somebody as no doubt Hall of Famer at Chris Jericho.
And Will's still only, 30, 31 now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't even think he's out of his early 30s.
Yeah. So,
Ospreay has, and that's the thing. The style that he had to start was, the one that got everybody injured, which is why Ospreay was hurt for so long the last couple of years. Yeah. He's had to adapt his style so much over the last couple of years to ensure that he can keep doing this until he's in his 40s.
And he's been able to do it.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And still get better.
Yeah, it's
that's rare. Usually, you're kind of, this is what I am and this is what I can do, right? Once people get out of that comfort zone, he didn't. He just adapted and made it actually better.
He's going for the fucking hidden blade already.
But this one here will be a more grounded match because Jericho's not flying around all over the ring at 53.
And the fact that Jericho is still having these matches with these high-level people. Like, what? Goldberg's last match, he was 53, right?
Yeah, but Goldberg could never wrestle.
But you got a good point there. Even Jericho made Goldberg look like a bitch backstage.
Yeah.
Let's throw it to like someone like Taker then, because even when Taker was 53, no way could he do a match.
No, well, he was really broken down too, Taker.
Yeah.
But Taker adapted over the years too. Like you look at the progression of his career when he started, like
he didn't start jumping over the top rope until he hit like 2005.
Yeah, like his initial run, like when he showed up at Survivor Series, going forward from there, was not good.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
It was all aura, like it was all the presence. Yeah, like. It's like, oh my God, the size of him, the look of him, it was all presentation, but he literally walked around the ring in slow motion.
Yeah.
Right? But for that era, it worked. Right? It would never work today. To the extent that it did. But he evolved. He started getting a little bit faster in the ring because he had to. Right?
He
started talking a little bit more.
Even became known as WWE's best pure striker.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at his stuff in the early 90s, he ain't striking, buddy.
No. What I think what kept him going for as long, on the ring apron, back of the head. But I think what kept Taker going for as long as he did was when he flipped over the fight pit.
I just got that spot. That was gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh, and the smile on Jericho's face.
Flipping off 80 plus thousand.
Oh, but... And somehow, we were just talking about it. Ospreay has been able to find a way. Ospreay took a bump like that in New Japan. It would have been on the top of his head and neck. Somehow Ospreay did that safely.
Yeah.
Which I think we can even go back talking about the Tiger Driver that Ospreay did at Forbidden Door. Like, that is two professionals knowing exactly what they're doing. That's not a bot. That's something that could have easily went wrong, but two people knew exactly what they were doing. Yeah. Jericho did the right amount of power. Ospreay did the right amount of rotation.
Yeah, and the people that were going on and on and on and on. Like, these are two guys at the very top of what they do. Like, the top. Like, there are not many better.
No pun intended. The pinnacle of the business.
Yeah. Like, if any two can pull it off, it's Kenny and Will.
And before they went into the match, they agreed on that spot. Like they've seen the match. They knew how to do the spot. You're not classified as a greatest of all time if you don't know what you're doing. Throughout the years, Ospreay has really learned how to put some stank on those fucking chops.
That's another thing you learn as you go, too. Because you'll see a lot of younger guys, when they do those chops, they don't... There's nothing behind... Yeah, there's nothing behind them. I'm noticing that with Takeshita. Because Flair said something about it. Like, there's nothing behind those chops. Well, there fucking is now.
Yeah.
He lays them in. Lays them in.
if you look at like younger talent, most of them do the overhand chop, like because they don't know how to properly throw the knife edge chop.
Yeah.
Which it's weird, but the Chris Van Vliet video that he did where he took the chops from Mike Dalton and Dillinger's school when he went to their school and took those chops. Those are people that are being taught how to chop properly.
Yeah. And it's kind of like I was saying to the captain there a couple weeks ago. You know, he was like, he's up the, you know, mid-20s, put the belt on. It's like they're not ready.
Yeah.
They're just simply not ready. They you know, it takes a lot to learn what guys like Ospreay and Omega and, you know, Jericho, you know, you don't learn that in 3-4 years.
Shit, even Jericho has said on Talk is Jericho, he's learning from these kids things that he didn't know about the business. Because Jericho's independent run wasn't that long before he hit WCW.
Yeah.
He's working with people like the Bucks, like Hangman Page, who've been on the indies for over a decade.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that's your performance center. You know, you go to the indies and you learn and you pick up. That's how you learn. You know, from anything that I've seen over the 40 plus years I've been watching this stuff. You know,
well, yeah,
like he just did a code breaker to his back when he was coming for, you know, for an Oscar. You know, at 53.
Like, that is brilliant. And the Cell. Ospreay is so good at this thing.
But that was the other thing too. Everybody was saying Ospreay and Omega should have been at this. They would not have had time to put together the style of matches that they put together.
The audience is wanting a New Japan Wrestle Kingdom match out of Ospreay and Omega. You're not going to get that on a spectacle show like this.
No, and Will didn't have time anyway. He was wrestling every 2 nights in a G1. Like, there was just no time to do it.
And I think that's another thing that some fans weren't taking into consideration going into the show. This isn't the traditional wrestling event. This is a spectacle event that they are putting on. And AEW doesn't do spectacle very often. They've even said that.
Yeah. Now, there are some things that tie into storyline with this, like the Elite Bullet Club match. Like that directly tied into what's going to go on at All Out, because we now know 99% sure we're getting Takeshita Omega.
Yeah,
back to the card, and that could also lead to Jay White and Hangman with the amount of history they got.
Oh, dude, no, so Jay White and Hanger is going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah, because Jay has mentioned Hangman.
Jay White did get the graphic, right? Like, he is signed to AEW.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if Jay White was doing it on a deal or something.
Yeah, Jay's
on
a multi-year deal.
Guevara just took the bat to Ospreay. 1, 2.
That wouldn't surprise me if. Now, it also wouldn't surprise me if Sammy stays with Chris and he challenges Will.
Well,
Will's a little busy, mind you.
If Jericho loses this match, even after Guevara literally just took the baseball bat to Ospreay, I see Sammy Guevara losing his faith in Jericho after this match.
Or, like I said, it could go the other way, too.
Yeah.
Jericho could lose. And then Sammy comes in.
Did you have that on your fucking bingo card, Dave? Chris Jericho taking a standing Spanish fly in a match?
No.
It just goes to show someone like Chris Jericho is able to work with anybody and have it work.
Oh, Cold Breaker.
That didn't look like an os cutter, but I'll take it.
Yeah. But I mean, they get so, I mean, at Chris's stage of his career, you know, there's so much muscle memory of what to do next, where to go, how,
because I think the muscle memory for that was because you saw his body started rotating like he was trying to do the lion salt, and I think that's what his body was thinking was going on. This has been a 30-minute match almost, and it has not felt like that.
No. Well, most of Will's matches are. Like they're the mid-20s, you know, that's...
Judas effect. There's no way. I will say, 1, 2, kick out. This is an interesting match because this is showing that Jericho is pulling all of his tricks out of his bag, and it's still not enough. And yeah, this has definitely been Jericho's best match of like the last couple of years.
And he still busted out some good ones. Like his match with Kingston was good, you know.
The match with Bryan Danielson.
Danielson was another one, yeah. I mean, he needs the right dance partner at this stage.
Oh my God, Ospreay, you are too good at this.
Oh. Holy shit, he almost took his head off.
Yeah, I was about to say that was a gnarly... Was that a hidden blade?
Stormbreaker. And he kicks out of Stormbreaker.
He kicks out of the Stormbreaker.
Damn.
Also, I will say once again, how do we end up being on different times? Because you were ahead of me and now you're behind me slightly.
Leapfrogs.
Oh, Jericho's asking for it. It was flipping him off the whole time as well. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, he's done.
I did like that.
Yeah, that was really well done.
I think that match might have gone a hair under 30 minutes, but that was a really good 30-minute match.
Yeah, that was... I mean, I expected the match to be good anyway.
I didn't expect it to go as long as it did.
21. The longest match of the night so far has been FTR and the Bucks at 21:45.
At 41:45?
21.
Oh, 21:45.
There's three matches over the 20-minute mark.
A Stadium Stampede didn't go fucking 40 minutes this time?
21:21.
All right. We got Guevara. We got Guevara. We got Jericho in the ring. What a moment for Will Ospreay.
Yeah, there was no way he was not going to be on this card.
Sammy's going to turn. He's going to do it.
And now Willie Boy has your guy waiting for him. Mr. Sabre.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. They put on some classics last year.
Oh, dude, anytime Osprey and Sabre are in the ring, it's a different type of match.
Yeah.
So we're not getting the turn tonight. Davey called it. Although this would have been the perfect spot for the turn.
Well, I mean, you leave some intrigue, right? It's like, okay, what's
So,
going on here?
If we have a fucking segment between Guevara and Jericho at all out, and it's not a match, I'm going to be pissed.
So what if? And this is just a what if, because it just came to me. But Don tried to recruit Chris, and that backfired.
So what if he's got?
What if Don flips the script and recruits Sammy and sends Sammy after Chris?
Who's in the ring? Oh, it's Nige. I kind of want to hear this, so I'll mute myself real quick. Notice how they put this was the paid attendance.
Yeah.
This is the actual record for tickets bought for a pro wrestling show.
Yes.
Congratulations, AEW. That is mental.
Yeah. And that number, I actually believe.
And like I said at first, I'm not. This was a real number. This wasn't the 106,000 people in the AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, those numbers are when, like I said, I mean, they're counting ushers, a ticket take.
Yeah, they're counting literally every
anyone. Yeah.
AEW just went out and said, "Hey, we did just make a world record for the highest paid wrestling event." Tickets wise, I say.
Yeah. 15 minutes, 49 seconds. Or no, 14 minutes, 50 seconds for the Osprey Jericho.
No way.
Wait.
I feel like they got so much more involved.
Now, they were smart to save this match till it got dark.
Because of this.
Yeah, you have to have things like this.
The Fireflies are in full effect in Wembley right now.
Yeah. And that probably played into it too, I would say.
Time to cry again.
Hopefully not crying, but we've got a really cool moment here in Wembley Stadium right now. God damn. Oh, wow. They look fucking phenomenal right
Yeah, like the presentation of these guys.
Alistair had the lantern, babe.
And that is classy. With the
no, that wasn't Alistair. That was Murphy on the left, but he said it in front of everybody. That is so fucking cool.
Yeah. Now, I like Billy and I like the Acclaimed.
House of Black have to go over here.
I do not want to see the Acclaim winning this.
Dude, I don't want to see Billy Gunn hold a title in AEW. Like, just
No,
period.
he doesn't. No, this should be if Billy's going out. This is where you go, Billy. Said,
Yeah,
not
I was
gonna
about to
get
say if this is the last match for Billy Gunn,
yeah, you
they're
don't
going
want
to make it awesome. They're gonna make it killer, but yeah, Billy Gunn is what 56.
56 or 57. I mean, he's in great shape, but he don't
Dude,
move.
He's
Well.
6. Big Show earlier today said 6'6", 270 pounds.
Yeah,
And I believe every ounce of that because he is jacked.
but he's not someone you start putting
No,
at this stage of the game.
like
The other reason I don't want that is because of what they're doing with Rush and his group. I don't know if you've seen it.
Dude, I've been seeing that stuff on X. I haven't been seeing it like live because I don't watch the live shows. But what are they doing?
You must
with
have seen
Preston and Dralistico.
Well, you must have seen Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It reminds me of certain scenes from that.
That's what it feels like they're doing, and that's why it's confusing me so much. But
yeah, but it's like we're going to take
they're
you.
Doing something with 10.
Yeah, like but get them on the go. Rush is leading that group. Rush has a connection to Andrade, who Andrade has a connection to House of Black. You get them in the ring together. Right? Rush, Andrade, Preston Vance, or
versus House of Black.
It
would probably be Dralistico, wouldn't it?
Could be, yeah. But Preston Vance is there with him too, so he could be another one.
I like that they brought 10 in to be their heavy.
Yeah. He would, given the dynamic of House of Black, I think Preston would be a better fit.
Yeah, because he would be the better person to go against King.
Yeah. Mind you, Rush is
Rush is no little man either.
No, Rush can handle himself, and so can Andrade. Like Andrade's a big guy; he's not small. But I just think Preston would give them the better dynamic of the three.
Is this a House Rules match? Is this like the hardcore 6-way match that they've been doing recently?
You mean the House Rules? No, I think it's just a regular.
It's a regular trios.
Yeah, I didn't hear of any stipulations.
Okay, I thought I heard the commentator say House Rules, but they didn't like dim the lights or anything. So, are we? We're not.
Oh no, they wouldn't dim the lights in this for this. No, you want to show the crowd for this one. Ooh.
Dude, Aubrey was telling Billy no.
PWI Insider has reported that Jack Perry was sent home and CM Punk is still at Wembley. That's interesting.
They sent Perry home?
Yeah. Well, they sent him somewhere. Hard to get home from where he is, but apparently now that's PW Insider.
We just got a Scissor Me Timbers to Julia Hart. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't know how to feel about that. Like, what the fuck was that spot? Oh. the dynamic of House of Black, these guys really should hold the trios titles for like a year and a half, 2 years. Mercedes again.
Yeah. Tony definitely, I shouldn't say definitely, but I'm leaning really heavy towards a really high number in the percentage of, I think he got her in some capacity.
Oh no, dude. If
Because
this
name
was the prototypical or stereotypical show me event, Mercedes is AEW bound without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Now, to what extent? I don't know.
I see a multi-year deal, dude. I don't see Tony Khan just giving her a year or two deal.
Depends on what she wants too, right?
I can understand that, but if Tony Khan's wanting to sign her, I think it's going to be a long-term deal. Like he wants to make sure that she's going to be one of the, and I know they use it a lot, one of the pillars for their women's division.
Oh, it would be smart because I mean she would automatically give you that worldwide mainstream attention because that's what she is.
And friend of the channel, Greg Cherry, Sasha Banks is his favorite wrestler.
Well, I seen somewhere, I don't have it right with me now, but the subscriptions for Stardom prior to her showing up and then after, at minimum, they doubled just by her presence and name being attached to it.
Dude, that her appearance at the Wrestle Kingdom this year was without a doubt a catalyst for Joshi Wrestling to get a hell of a lot more eyes on it from the US.
Yeah.
Because we were getting stars like Io, we were getting Asuka, we were getting Kairi from there, but we never knew what their work looked like there. Sasha going over there brought so many more eyes to their brand of wrestling.
Yeah, it reversed it, is what it did. Right? Like,
which I will never say is a bad thing. That was incredible for Mercedes, incredible for Stardom, incredible for New Japan because it brought more eyes to their work with women's wrestling now.
Well, and the thing is, all those people who subscribed to Stardom, right, and New Japan, they stayed. Those subscriptions haven't dropped
because they became fans of Stardom.
Right. She got them in. It's like, okay, let's check out what this Stardom thing is all about, right?
Oh Lord, are we going to start calling Mercedes a gateway drug?
Well, but it worked, right? Like,
it brought those much needed eyes to that brand of pro wrestling.
That's what she did in a sense is what Moxley did. Right? It grew the world of professional wrestling beyond just the promotion that you're in.
Moxley hitting the indies as soon as he left WWE before he even stepped foot in New Japan.
Yeah.
So many people got introduced to people like Casey Navarro, got introduced to people like Tony Deppen. Like, I didn't know who Tony Deppen was until Mox went to GCW.
Yeah, but that's exactly what he did. He brought those eyes to GCW and Defy. And he
made Bloodsport a match or like a show of the weekend for Mania 2 years running.
Yeah. And he brought eyes to New Japan too.
Yeah.
Because he went over there and he won that belt that Will has.
The US title, the original US title.
Yeah. So any any fans of a certain promotion that we're not watching right now, who would never have thought to go look at those things. If they were fans of Ambrose, it's like, okay, well, maybe I will check this out. You don't otherwise. Something has to lead you there, right?
Uh-oh.
Mercedes did that with Stardom. She did it with New Japan. Moxley did it with similar path, right? So that's how you build.
King just decked Black with the chain.
Ooh. No, I hope they don't drop the belts.
No, if I really I understand feel good moments, bullshit like that. House of Black are the perfect trios champions that you guys have.
Yeah.
Murphy just got hit with a trio of fucking famousers. No. 1, 2. Thank you, Julia Hart. I hope your pelvis feels okay. Again, I still can't believe they did a Scissor Me Timbers to Julia.
Julia is a to keep an eye on.
Dude,
The
Julia
progression
Hart, she is
that
a
she
true
has
fireball.
done.
1, 2. Davey.
Oop.
Is Billy Gunn the first person to kick out of a black mass in AEW?
That's more information than I would have.
Because I don't think Cody kicked
In my
out of
head.
it in their match.
No, I don't think Cody. Cody dropped like a ton of bricks. Oh. But yeah, Julie was a cheerleader with the varsity Blondes.
Brody King just kicked out at 1. But yeah, no, Julia Hart was the happy-go-lucky cheerleader with the varsity Blondes.
Yeah. She was Thea Hale, basically, just on less whatever makes her that hyper.
On less adrenaline.
Unlike that.
1, 2. I'm so upset. Dude, you see how happy the crowd is. This is definitely one of those happy-go-lucky or happy-good, feel-good moments. But
it's a feel-good moment for the crowd. As a booking decision, I don't like it unless they hotshot it back at All Out in a rematch.
Brody
here's your
commandeered
moment.
all of the belts. Are they going to hand the belts over? Are we getting a fucking face turn from House of Black? Well, they've kind of always been tweeners, haven't they?
Yeah, they're kind of they're
the cool badass faction that people like.
Yeah, we like you because you're badass, but we know you're bad guys. So
I swear to God, the crowd's chanting "Scissor," aren't they?
Oh, Scissor Me Daddy. 80,000 people. So
81,000 people chanting, "Oh, Scissor
that's
Me
a nice
Daddy."
moment. So nice moment. Hats off to Billy. One last run before he ties her up. But
yeah, this has to be Billy's last run.
Yeah.
Since we're here,
they gotta be very careful what they're doing with House of Black Act, like in relation to this.
No, dude, House of Black have to be the people to take the belts back off of them, I think.
Yeah.
I will say that's a pretty big moment for AEW in Wembley.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they have to do the right thing with House of Black after this. Oh, but yeah, no. Impact's 1000th episode. We'll have a very special team in action.
The Dudleys.
Yeah, the
I didn't
Dudleys
think
for the
I didn't
first
think
time in
Devon
7
could.
years.
Yeah, I didn't think Devon could go anymore. I didn't
Dude,
think he
even
was
Devon said he was done in the ring. So it has to be a one and done kind of deal.
I would say so. Yeah.
Well, the main
Yeah,
event.
But the Dudleys aren't going to have a long, sustained run.
No, this is definitely a one and done deal. I think it was just they're going to wrestle a match because it's this match has so much intrigue to it.
They have their ROH tag belts now. So how does that play into whoever wins? Like they have to somehow keep that together.
Dude, even after their tag match tonight,
And they've already shown cracks.
Even after their match
So it'll be
tonight,
very interesting to see how they do this.
Adam Cole stared down the Triple B after their tag match when they won the belts.
Oh yeah, well that's his ultimate goal. That's what he wants.
Oh, and going into this whole program, I was like, I'm mentally thinking that they cannot do Adam Cole wrong in this by making him look like the goofy babyface. Because all in all, Adam Cole's character is as devious, as conniving, and as evil as MJF's character is.
Yeah, Adam has always worked better as a heel.
MJF is working phenomenal as a heel, but like the babyface, tweaks the fans love. But they can't have Adam Cole.
Well,
they can't have Adam Cole be the doofus after this rivalry. Because
no, I don't think they can have Adam lose this. Because he's had quite a few cracks at that belt already. Like he had cracks at it against Hangman and lost. Like everybody he's gone up for that belt, he's lost.
He's had good matches.
How many times can you lose before? Yeah, like it's the Finn Balor effect, right? How many times can you go up and try for a belt and not win it? Before people just stop buying you as a legitimate threat to it. Right? So Adam is nearing that right now. So this is a big match for his character. Speaking of Impact, there is a pay-per-view on this evening, Emergence.
Oh yeah, Emergence is on later tonight. There's more fucking wrestling.
Yeah, Sonata. While we're doing the intros here, Sonata will be going up against Jake something.
That match
in a no disqualification match. Eric Young against Diener. Frankie Kazarian versus Eddie Edwards. Subculture for the tag titles against the Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz. Kenny King versus Johnny Swinger. Knockouts tag team title 4-way. Killer Kelly and Mas Islamovich versus Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans versus the Coven, Kylan King, Taylor Wilde, and the Death Dolls.
Even my time at Wrestle Buddy, I never was a fan of Savannah Evans. She still hasn't won me over.
I like most of them in that match. You know who I like more now than I did is Taylor Wilde from that match that they had with Perazo, Momo Congo, and Julia.
I was always a big fan of...
And I like Courtney Rush, but I like Rosemary better.
Oh, dude, 100%. I do like that
Yeah.
they gave her the chance to just throw her gimmick out the window for a little bit.
Yeah, but it's a nice switch up, like where you can do that. But of the two, I like Rosemary better. Rosemary's just cool.
He's in his throne again. And the devil mask.
And there is an 8-man tag tonight. Brian Myers, Bully Ray, Leo Rush, and Moose versus Josh Alexander, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kushida. And then your world title match, Trinity versus Deonna Purrazzo.
I will also say I'm so happy to see
Mercedes
Alexander back.
Yeah, and we know Mercedes is not going to be at that show unless she can teleport.
Oh, you never know. What if they break the business and turns out that Emergence was pre-taped?
Yeah, well, technically it is possible, I guess, because I think they did that for Live 8. I think Phil Collins did a set at Wembley, and then he got on a Concorde, and I think he flew to Philadelphia, and he did a show same day.
Jesus.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correct. This was the 80s now, so when I was a kid.
When I got home, it was yesterday, brother.
It was pretty much. But Emergence is in Toronto, so that's a few hours.
I'm pretty sure Mercedes could hop a direct flight from London to Toronto. Also, when did Impact really start being based out of the Great White North?
I don't know an exact date, but they get really good responses up here. Like the crowds are really into them. So it's like a second home, really, which I'm fine with.
Okay.
You know, if they want to run shows in Toronto and the surrounding areas, and those are great markets for wrestling. They always have been.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
you
they can tap into that.
Canadians love your wrestling.
Yeah. So if Impact can tap into that and get a consistent following, that's what they need, right?
I'm just surprised they haven't signed a deal with like Smash or anything yet.
Face MJF. But he's not your traditional face either.
I don't know how to look at this match because.
Well, after the events a few hours ago.
I like that both men came out wearing their Ring of Honor tag titles.
Yeah. We would be at 3 hours, 23 minutes into this show. So this could get a considerable amount of time.
I mean, 30 minutes wasn't enough the last time.
Yeah. Oh, it'll go past that. Like this is getting probably 40, 45 minutes probably.
I say give it just a hair under an hour.
He won't go over.
Give it 55 minutes.
No, he won't go over 4 hours. So it'll be 35. Yeah, you're probably looking at about 35 minutes. But Tony stated, he goes, I strive to keep it under 4 for the pay-per-views. Which is good.
Yeah, if you look at WWE's pay-per-views before the pandemic hit, it was a fucking slog to get through even the most minuscule of the big four. Well, it was like 5-6 hours every fucking month.
Yeah, but even how they do them now, it's
It's still not good because there's hardly any wrestling compared to all the
No.
bullshit that they throw up there.
No, it's the structure of how they do it, right? Like you're getting on average about 45% of the WWE pay-per-view will feature matches.
Dude,
So you're
and
doing a lot of waiting around for something to happen.
dude, that is so dumb because it doesn't take that long to transition between a match.
No.
What? Are they wrestling in their tag shirts? I'm really interested in this match. And what is so great about this is there's been no cuts to the panel. There's been no cuts to a weird promo package that has nothing to do with anybody not on the show. It's been a solid wrestling show.
Yeah, like it flows right one into the next, right?
This is how you do spectacle when you're doing pro wrestling. Because they've had everything from the stage production, the value, the pyrotechnics, to the entrances. The only thing they didn't have was 50% of it being fucking promo packages.
Yeah.
$80,000 plus just yelling Adam Cole, baby. MJF just got a sportsmanship chant over.
Yeah, like I said, like the heel thing they're doing with him, it's not a traditional one.
Oh no,
it's not. You're always funny. It's not. He's always a goody.
Dude, they've done.
It's really unique.
They have done the can they coexist perfectly.
It's like they changed his character, but didn't.
Yeah, that's still
sense.
MJF, and we saw all of those bits of him come out during their little their team bonding things that they did.
Yeah, like he's still in there.
Yeah, the
same
devil
guy.
MJF is still there. I just want this to be ultimately a bigger swerve that Adam Cole had MJF planned out than MJF being smarter than Adam. That's what I want this storyline to be. Because I think that Adam Cole might be the only person on that roster right now that gets that is as devious character-wise as MJF.
Yeah, and he proved that in NXT. Like, we know he can do that and do it at a top level.
Even before NXT, the last thing he did in Ring of Honor was get Chris Daniels the fucking world title. But to do that, he damn near had to fucking ruin his life.
Yeah.
Both of these
And-
guys have to play to the fact that they are trying to outsmart each other.
And if
And
Adam
so-
branches off, who does he branch off with? The Kingdom, which is possible.
We've already got the seeds to that planted
Yep.
with Roddy Strong joining the Kingdom.
Yep. Is Kyle ready to come back? No word on him. That's been pretty quiet.
And Bobby Fish is currently in his time machine doing shadow boxing with Moses.
I don't think we need Bobby in this equation to make it work.
Dude, so what did Bobby Fish do? Because I don't even remember what he did to get everybody to turn on him so badly.
I'd have to look it up specifically, but just bouncing off, just being a dick, basically.
Oh, yeah, no, I know he's been playing up being an asshole to everybody.
And I think part of it was he thought maybe I can go back to where I was, but they didn't want him either. Which is odd, because I think had he went back to NXT, and
That would have been one of the best coaches that they could have had.
yeah, that would have been smart. Because
I mean, once again, he's been shadow boxing with Moses since the prehistoric era.
Yeah, like he would have a lot to offer in that sense, right?
You know who I'm still wanting to see?
They just never bit.
I just want to see for a one-time thing. For a one-time thing, I want to see Chris Hero do something with AEW.
Yeah. He's there. He's backstage. You'd have to insert him into the right kind of a storyline.
Adam Cole is
And he may just not want to get back in the ring either.
Yeah, Adam Cole is playing the heel of this match. Like fervently. Like he is, without a shadow of a doubt, the bad guy of this match.
Oh yeah, he's the heel guy.
And again, not many people can make Adam or MJF a bigger heel. Or the lesser heel.
Chris Hero's 43 too, so he's getting up there.
I just want one interaction where, because we know the Claudio Kingston rivalry, that's not done. That won't be done until Kingston or Claudio is dead.
Oh no, that'll probably extend to, I would say, Final Battle in December.
Yeah,
I would say they either flip. Depends on what Eddie's doing with the New Japan title he has too.
I will say, but during this Claudio Kingston bit, their rivalry, I need a backstage segment of Chris Hero just absolutely bloodied to shit because Kingston wants Claudio that bad.
I think from what went down in the Stampede match with him and Mox getting into it at the end, I think that's going to lead to All Out.
You think we're getting Mox King at All Out?
Yeah,
I'd be down for that. I know. We both know Cap would be so opposed to that match.
He would have no interest in that.
But oh, dude, I would love that match so much. Just get.
Well, they have history.
You want a true tribute to Terry Funk? That match might be it.
Yeah, that would be. We're going to do a Terry Funk. Whatever they did Friday.
We're doing this one for Terry. They're going to pull out the barbed wire. They're pulling out the thumbtacks. They're going to pull out a fucking branding iron.
Yeah. And I'm not knocking them. They did, mention and they addressed Terry and they did a nice little tribute on him. But don't do those kind of matches.
No.
Terry
Funk
match. I watched it.
A Terry Funk hardcore tag team match in which one table was broken.
Well, I was watching it and I remember saying to myself, it's like, whoever put this together, have you ever seen a Terry Funk match before? Because I don't think you have. Because this ain't it.
If you've ever seen a picture of Terry Funk, that man was covered in blood.
Yeah. Like he's done literally every hardcore match there is. I looked up the other because somebody complained. It was somebody complained about, well, why is Cody on SmackDown? It's like, well, because Cody's dad, Dusty, and Terry Funk were in the match, in the ring together, either tagging or facing each other 111 times.
They were together that much in the ring?
Yeah. Their first match was a Russian chain match back in 1969.
That was their first match?
That was their first match, a Russian chain match. And their last match was a steel cage match in 2010, I think it was.
Dusty was still wrestling in the 2010s?
Yeah. I'll check it again here. But
dude, that is insane. Oh, MJF going for Panama. No, super kick. Nobody places super kicks better than Adam Cole. Not even Shawn Michaels did.
Right.
Heat Seeker.
But like the only person WWE could have brought out to do that tribute was Cody.
Yeah, they literally
there was nobody else that has that would have that connection.
The only other person that you could have brought out and he would have had to come from home would have been Foley.
Yeah, like that would have been close.
It would have been close, but it's nowhere near the 50-plus year relationship that Dusty and Funk had.
No, like Cody was there.
Because Foley got into Terry's life towards the middle-aged and crazy part of his life in the 90s.
2005 was their last match, not 10.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. That was a fucking brain buster. Did you just get the brain buster?
Yeah, off the steps.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you get Adam Cole like looking resentful, like remorseful because he was looking at MJF.
Yeah. He backed up a little, like
did I
back.
Just do that? Like
did I just kill my best friend?
Now they do that a little bit too much in pro wrestling, I think. The oh, you are my best friend. The only people that I legitimately believe when it comes to that phrase is Sammy and Kevin Owens. And those two I could watch murder each other and still
I know they're
best of friends.
Yeah. Well, I know they are because they literally came up together in Canada and ran the gambit with each other. They've always been together in some form or fashion through multiple promotions. So that makes perfect sense. Sheamus and Drew too. If you want to stick with the WWE, they've been together coming up through the ranks. But if Adam goes and gets some friends, which we know he has.
Oh, Adam's got friends out the wazoo. It's just, do they trust him or not?
Right. Well, Max would need some friends.
Dude, I still think AEW dropped the fucking ball with the Pinnacle.
Well, that's where I was going with this.
Because the only friend that MJF legitimately, logistically has that never turned his back on him is Shawn Spears.
But with FTR, they were in the ring together not too long ago. FTR beat them, right? And there was stuff there between Max and Dax and Cash. Max has been playing kind of nice with both of them and giving them their flowers on social media and showing them respect.
Oh, dude, I was about to say, Dax has been like the weird, brother of that situation.
Yeah. Planting the seeds for something
MJ,
to go on
MJ
there too, right?
This match is so many story beats to it. You're about to come to another really big one because MJF just doesn't.
Ooh. CMFTR plus MJF would be quite interesting.
CMFJR.
CMF, yeah. Well, that's it. There's
And
a path to
Adam
get
Cole did what MJF didn't.
there. And Adam Cole with the belt. Well, we know what doors that opens up. All kinds.
Oh, dude. Adam Cole is champion. You can literally throw any baby face at him, and Adam Cole will believably come out on top. You could give Adam Cole a full year run, and he could literally wrestle every baby face you had until you get back to who you want to take the belt off of him. Adam Cole versus Darby, Adam Cole versus Switchblade if he were to ever turn babyface.
Well, I was just going to say him because Mr. White, this was when he was in New Japan, but he did mention, and they fought at Forbidden Door, not this one, but the last one.
Mm.
But he mentioned Adam on more than one occasion.
Oh yeah, because
when he was in NXT, I forget exactly how he mentioned it. It wasn't complimentary.
Oh no, I was about to say because I think Jay White at the time was IC champion. He had just taken the belt off of Omega.
Yeah. Well, Jay's already taken credit for the existence of AEW.
Oh yeah, because if he didn't kick Kenny Omega,
he didn't
out
run
of
them all off. Yeah, there would be no AEW. He said it on more than one occasion.
For Jay White, that is the perfect story for him in AEW. Is this is my fucking house?
Yeah, it's like if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have any of this.
If I didn't beat you so bad you left Japan.
Yeah, and he said the same thing about Hangman.
Was he Hangman's last match in Japan?
You had to. Well, he said this is what he said about Hangman. He goes, "You had to get your friends to create a company where you could cut it because you couldn't fucking cut it here."
So I only
there's a connection. So there's a connection there between Jay and Hangman with the match that they just had. There's so many ways you can go, right?
There's only one Jay White Hangman match I remember. And I believe Jay White was a young lion at the time.
See.
It was at a Worlds Collide event or like best of the best. It was what? No. What? Is Bryce Remsburg under somebody's goddamn pay?
A double pin? No, they won't leave that.
We have 15 minutes before the top of the hour. Okay, so it ties back to the original match.
Therefore, this match is a draw.
This ties back to their first match.
Yeah, no, they won't let this. They won't let this stand because they won't make it out of the arena.
5 more minutes.
Let's see.
5 minutes isn't enough, Adam. We're going until we've got a winner in fucking Wembley. Word for word, MJF.
I just got to that part, but that is amazing.
Dude, the emotion.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to be happy here in a second, so. Uh-oh. No.
Hangman has never beaten Jay one-on-one.
Yeah, he never beat Jay, but if I'm not mistaken, they did have that match in like 2016, 2017, right?
The last one was G1, 2018.
Roll up.
Adam's
One.
like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm behind you again.
I know.
Yeah. It's the thicker air in Cape Breton, right? The stream has a harder time getting through.
It has a hard time getting through the airwaves.
That's what it is. It's the only explanation.
I can hear where you're at. I'm glad we were able to at least get 2 hours of this show on stream.
Yes. So we got any more pertinent news updates? See if anybody else was sent home.
Well, I feel like the reason they send...
I do have an update on that. From our friends
we
at
actually-
Fightful.
We actually have an update. Fightful. Thank you. I want to know who's getting the news in Fightful. Is SRS just running around the stadium going, hey, what do you know?
I don't know. I think there's like 5 of Sean. I think he's like septuplets or something.
Oh, we're going for a big spot. And he hit it.
Miro has claimed the story was fake and untrue, and other versions allege that Punk threw a punch and that Punk stepped in to parry first.
Oh, so Miro.
It's all.
So Miro basically came out and said PW Torch was lying.
Yeah, it's all hearsay at the moment, and it'll probably remain that way.
Well, I was about to say, because like if they did send Perry home and they kept Punk around, I feel like we might see one more spot of Mr. Punker before the end of the night.
That is a possibility, because Punk does have the other belt. So
The real world title.
So does he come out to confront whoever wins this? All kinds of twists and turns in this one.
Oh yeah, no, they're literally trying to pull out all the stops for this. Max has reached into the trunks.
The diamond ring, gotta be.
Max looks conflicted. Half of the crowd is chanting, do it. The other crowd, half is chanting, no.
Yeah.
He put the diamond ring back in the trunks. Roddy Strong!
I wonder if Roddy Strong comes out.
Last shot. Bryce is stirring. And because of the comically long count,
I don't like
that,
the way they did that
count,
with
that
the ref.
3 count was so comically long.
Yeah.
And Roddy's out. We have 2 matches tonight.
Oh,
That was an incredible match. Fantastic fucking match.
yeah. The story told
The-
through.
The
Yeah.
ending damn near ruined this match for me, I think.
I didn't like the rep count that took 8 years to do. That was a bit overplayed.
The overly comical 3 count, and then, but like you said, this actually does put more to the story because Adam didn't cheat. MJF didn't cheat. They are still the tag team champions.
Yeah. So it adds another layer to what they're doing.
Okay.
And when
You guys are somehow winning me back just by having MJF and Adam Cole talk in the ring.
Now, when FTR beat them, when they went up for the tag team belts, MJF was in the same corner of the ring, sitting down in tears. And it was Adam who came over.
And did the same thing.
They flipped it.
Adam just threw the tag belts away. What do we say all the time? Or what was the word that was thrown around so much when the bloodline story was going on? Cinema?
I fucking hate that word.
That,
like, with a passion. The human centipede was cinema. It was shit. So that's my rebuttal to anybody that uses that.
well, that was definitely a really weird ending to what was an incredible night of matches.
But the story continues. Now, where are they going?
There's the kingdom. So I think what this leads to is the kingdom takes the ROH tag belts off of Cole and
That could be.
MJF.
Yeah, could be.
And then one more match between MJF and Cole, because I believe that's the second one, right?
All total?
Because their first one went to a draw.
Check. But MJF, as a wrestler and a character, like, is headed towards legendary status. Like,
Which is
Ric
insane
Flair,
because he's not even 26 yet.
like Ric Flair levels of the way he does his character and the way he runs his matches and tells the stories in the ring and outside of the ring. Even the way
Hey,
the end of it, the way he was talking to Adam, like,
they're doing it again. All in London next year, August 25th.
So they're doing Wembley twice?
They're doing Wembley again next year.
Huh. That should trigger the
Oh, that's definitely going to piss off all the WWE tribalists.
oh yes.
But no, that we got a lot of shit to talk about. Unfortunately, this Tuesday, we're not talking about anything else. We're talking about Bray. We're talking about Terry.
And rightfully so.
that will be our Raw Ball podcast this week. Is the Raw Ball boys remembering Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
We
Because
might
both
have a
go-
little bit of football news in at the end of that show, but the show's dedicated to those two.
And because both those gentlemen, depending on your where you at,
Your
I'm
fandom.
50. Well, I'm 53, so I would have had a bigger connection to Terry as far as
That
his
goes.
influence. Yeah,
To whereas
when I first-
me and Devin were in our 20s,
you would more
closer to
Bray
Bray.
or Wyndham. Yeah, like Terry was one of the guys when I was just a young teenager that I came across that got me into all this.
Fuck, that's
Terry,
crazy.
Terry Funk, 83, I would have been 13, right? 82, 83 is when I started finding all these guys. But I found Terry and I found Bruiser and, Piper, like before we got to WWF and guys like that. That's what got me into it, right? So I had more of a connection to Terry than I did, Wyndham, although respect the fuck out of Wyndham. Because he had a creative mind like no other. Like that was
Lightning
undeniable.
in a bottle that unfortunately we will not be able to open again.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, terrible situation. We also lost Bob Barker, and I forget her name, which I feel horrible, but the original voice for Harley Quinn, she also passed away.
Yeah.
It's just been a rough week.
And let's not forget, too, the Iron Sheik. Like, he's gone.
Iron Sheik passed away, and Jay Briscoe was taken away from us this year.
And we started off the year with Jay. Like, that was a gut punch. Jay, like, that was...
Adrian Adonis. We're losing people at a rapid rate, and it is not okay.
No, it's not.
But Davey, I do want to say thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah.
We had originally planned to go from the top of the show, but I got called into work today. So
life happens.
But before we go, Davey, run down the card real quick. Let us know what your thoughts and ratings are for the show.
Let me look what I got here. Punk and Joe, I gave that an 8 out of 10. Went about 14 minutes.
And Punk got color early in the match, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Joe tossed him literally through the underbelly of the table. Came out
that metal table around the ringside?
Yeah, they were the announcer. He threw him underneath of it. That's how he got the color. But it was a good match. I mean, they're in their 40s, and Joe can't go
how did Punk pick
long
up the
anymore.
Huh? How did Punk pick up the W? Because I know I saw that GTS last week, and it did not look good.
No, that missed.
Did he use the GTS or did he use the Vice?
Pepsi Plunge.
You're shitting me.
I am not.
That's fucking cool. I need to rewatch that match.
The Bullet Club Gold and the Golden Elite wasn't as good as it could have been. It was very chaotic. Right?
But that was to be expected with the match going in, no?
Yeah, I probably about a 7.25 out of 10 for that one. But it did set up.
It's still rated high, but
oh yeah, it was still good. But it really set up the Takeshita Omega for All Out because Takeshita pinned Kenny.
Yeah, I heard it was a roll up, the first of two on the night.
Yeah. Now Coda, you can tell Coda's lost a step. He's not.
Is it rust? Do you think, or is
I think he's just
not
I think
being
he's just. I think he just lost a step. He's not the Coda that we would all remember.
Dude, that's horrible to think because he's only been out of it for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, now that's just what I've seen so far. Like he hasn't been in the ring a lot either.
I think because he wasn't ever really the guy that did the big, Bullet Club versus Chaos. He was never in those massive multi-man matches all the time. Kota Ibushi, his bread and butter is one-on-one.
Yeah, which we haven't really seen yet.
I want to
So-
see him versus Takeshita because I think that will be the match that reinvigorates Kota Ibushi.
And you could get there because there was a little online back and forth.
Oh, were they talking
Takeshita-
shit to each other?
Not real shit. It was just more of
Oh.
the Takeshita is, a me wannabe, essentially was the gist of it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Which, yeah, so there was a seed playing whether they go there or not. FTR and the Bucks delivered as promised.
10 out of 10.
No, not. I rarely give anything 10 out of 10.
I was just wondering.
I would say that one there, I gave about an 8.5.
Okay, so a damn good tag team match.
Damn good tag team match, delivered on all fronts. There was no real wrong person going over either team.
Mhm.
Is legit. Stampede match was as advertised.
Absolute.
Just a bunch of
chaos
chaotic
from start to
chaotic
finish.
fun. I gave that an 8.5. The women's match can't really go more than probably a 5.5.
Yeah, that was
Ten
that
on
was the
that.
first match that we were catching live.
Yeah, it was kind of short. It was only 8:43 long.
Wait,
I get-
it felt so much longer because of all the bullshit that they were doing with Tony and Saraya.
Yeah, and I get Saraya winning because of where she's at and all that. I get that. It won't do that division any favors.
Oh, and it's not like whenever they come back, they're probably going to get the reaction they were hoping for, which is going to be nuclear. But
Yeah, well, they got the reaction they wanted in Wembley.
oh yeah, they got the big
That crowd
ovation.
loved it, right? But I'm hoping what they're doing is with as many drops of Mercedes' name is this is a vehicle to get Saraya to Mercedes and the belt to Mercedes.
I can see that, but
Because if I'm not mistaken, when Saraya got hurt,
it was Mercedes.
it was in a match with Sasha, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a house show, and Saraya had turned around to do like her taunt thing, and it was one of those like push kicks. Like it
was just a fluke. Yeah,
it didn't look like there was no venom behind it. Sasha didn't do it like vengefully. It's just one of those things in the business that happens.
But
she did a push kick and it shoved a couple of her vertebrae out. Like it.
But that could be.
I can see that, and there's so much story to that.
Yeah,
there is so much story to that. But first, we got to get past the fucking outcasts.
Yeah, but
because we literally just had them fall apart tonight.
But you need someone in this promotion. The in-ring product is valued quite highly, right? You see it week in, week out. As much as I love Saraya, she's not that performer anymore. As far as getting those higher levels, Sheeta is, Tony Storm is, Mercedes would be, right? So I hope that's where they're going with this.
Well, how long does Mercedes have before her injury is supposed to be good?
I didn't hear a timetable on it, but
there wasn't a timetable.
No, but I would say she's got to be close, if not fully ready to go now. If she's popping up at shows and getting her face on TV and having her name dropped over and over and over again, she got to be ready to go. Because you wouldn't do that otherwise. Wouldn't make any sense. Right? Darby, the coffin match.
That was a lot of chaotic fun.
Chaotic fun was how I do that one. Probably a 7.25 out of 10. Osprey Jericho, I'd give that probably about an 8.25 out of 10. Trios match, it was what it was.
Scissor Me Timbers to Julia Hart. I still don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, I'd probably about a 6 out of 10 for that one. And the last one, MJF Cole, I would have to really think about it. As a wrestling match, it wasn't.
Ending.
Yeah, like there's a lot to take in that one.
But the match itself was top tier. Like, it was
Yeah.
a top-notch main event.
Yeah, and the story told was good. It was by far the best match on the card, like best start to finish. I would probably close to a 9. I wouldn't go higher than that. I wouldn't go higher than a 9.
But if you
So
were
it
to
was-
take post-match shenanigans into account, where would you have ranked it?
Well, that's taking everything into account. I would still drop it in at about a 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if it didn't have the bullshit at the end, would it have been a perfect match to you, Dave?
No.
Okay.
No, it takes a lot to get a perfect match out of me. I don't drop 10s out of the sky. Like,
I do have a quick question. How many 10s do you have, if any?
10s out of 10s.
Yeah.
The Brett Stone Cold would be one.
The submission match?
Yeah, where they did
Okay.
the double turn. Yeah, that was
I think
That was
that was
done-
universally given like a 10 out of 10 or a 5
Yeah.
stars.
yeah, like that was done to perfection. You couldn't do anything better. Steamboat Flair be another one.
Which one of their matches?
The last one,
Okay.
89.
So not the Shine.
The Okada Omega series. They were
All of them?
yeah, they were some of the best matches I think I've ever seen.
I can
Ever.
wholeheartely say their 60-minute time limit draw is my favorite match of that series, and it outbeats everything over the last 2 decades almost.
One that would be very close if it's not, I would say the double dog collar, FTR and the Briscoes.
Okay.
That was a sight to behold.
And I don't think it had been done before, had it? A tag
Not that
team
I-
dog collar?
Not that I can recall anywhere. But that was just amazing. And I try not to go back on stuff like that and retro rate it based on
What happened after the fact?
right, because
But-
a lot of people do that, right? It's like,
Yeah.
well, I'll tack on. It's like, well, no, it is what it is, right? Like in the time that it happened, right? But that would be close. That one,
So not many 10s from you.
no, because I mean, it's so hard to get everything perfect.
Yeah.
You know, just to have everything go off without a hitch. Like even the Osprey Omega match, which is from Wrestle Kingdom, which is close,
Which was
you know.
phenomenal.
Yeah, like that, like 9
But
7.
even I thought it didn't live up to its expectation. I thought their Forbidden Door match was so much better.
Well, in the third one, we'll have that same problem.
Yeah,
Like the
because I think
anticipation
we're
for
just-
that third one.
I think
is
we're
gonna
just
be-
expecting it to be the greatest match of all time.
Yeah.
And that is incredibly hard to live up to.
Yeah, but that's why they take so long to put these together, because they have to. Like they're so intricate in what they do in there and the things that they tie in from what they've already done.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, we did this here, so we'll incorporate this in the second one, which they did, like throughout. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Little things that they did, right? So, you know, they're like to get a 10 out of 10, there's so many little things you got to do throughout it to get there. Most of them don't,
Yeah.
which is why I find it odd. You see somebody, oh, that was a 10 out of 10. It's like, so you've never seen a 10 out of 10 match then. Because you can't have 100 of them in a span of like 8 months.
Yeah.
Overall for the show, taking everything into account, I would probably give it probably an 8.75 overall.
And like we said throughout our show, this was from start to finish mostly a professional wrestling show. You didn't get a whole lot of, gimmicks or bullshit in between it. They actually did the Jeff Jarrett segment before the pre-show basically started. So this show altogether was a solid 5 hours of pro wrestling, and it was fantastic, all of it.
Well, let's see. 19. So you got in almost exactly 4 hours, 152 minutes and 18 seconds
Of professional wrestling.
Of professional wrestling content.
Mind you, there's 60 minutes in an hour. How many minutes of pro wrestling did we get, Davey?
Hold on now. I'm not that good on the math that I can do all this in my head. So 4 hours, so that's 240 minutes. So that featured 63% of the show features in-ring action.
And the other percentage of that was actually entrances and, the endings of the matches, people walking away. And that time was just bell to bell.
Yeah, bell to bell, match start, match ends, 63%.
The last show we did, Davey, didn't you say WWE only put like 45% pro wrestling
45.
onto their pay-per-view?
Yeah. And that 63% for an AEW show is actually a little low. Generally, they're up around 70. So this was a little bit
So what you mean to tell me is the ramp being longer actually was a detriment to them.
Could be, yeah. But generally, right. I looked prior. It's like, well, because people were going to start complaining. Oh, this show will be 8 hours. Like, no, it'll be 4.
Yeah, they
kept basically what you're going to get on it. You're going to get between 65 and 70% wrestling.
They kept to it, and literally the show ended 4 minutes before the top of the hour. So they somehow managed to squeeze that.
Yeah. Tony had mentioned he makes it a point to get in under that 4 hours. He wants it under 4.
I was about to say, doesn't Vince have to pay, or didn't he have to pay an extra fee every time a WWE pay-per-view went over time?
That's more than I could tell you. I would imagine if he was supposed to pay it, he probably wouldn't anyway. I guess.
All right, but
SummerSlam was 4 hours and 20 minutes, and they pumped out 45% of matches
compared to.
So there's a lot of waiting around on the other shows.
And we had those stupid promo packages in between. They didn't even have promo packages before matches started. They just were like, all right, here's the match.
Well, no, it's like, okay, I paid $50 for this. I know why I'm here. I don't need to be reminded constantly over the next 4 hours. I'm not an idiot.
Maybe that's why WWE does it. They're like, this shit's free for people now, depending on how they get it.
That is part of it. But some of it is, and this goes back to a comment that I've seen on the Twitters.
On the X.
On the X or whatever the hell it is now.
It's still a bird on StreamYard.
No, somebody complained. It's like they put so much into their stories that it makes it hard for certain fans to follow. And I get it, because you're conditioned somewhere else over the last 20 whatever years. You don't really have to pay attention to what's going on, because you're going to be reminded multiple times throughout either 2 hours or a 3 hour broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I said that. I never got a response back. So yes, you do actually have to pay attention, which is the point.
Yeah.
They want you paying attention to the stuff they're putting on for you to pay attention to.
And again, there's a big difference. This is pro wrestling compared to sports entertainment. Yes. They promote themselves as two vastly different things. And
they are vastly different. They are vastly different.
Based off of the two shows over the last 2-3 weeks, vastly different products.
Yeah, well, they are, and
they're for vastly different, fans.
Well, when AEW first came about, it's like, oh, an alternative. Like, okay, it's flipped though. If you think of it, right? WWE for 20 plus years were really the only big game in town. So they were the norm.
Yeah.
that
Impact
people
didn't
looked
even
at
really
that.
stand a chance.
Right, but people look at it and say, okay, well, that is what professional wrestling is what WWE is putting out.
Hmm.
Period. End of story. Because there was nothing else to compare it to. Then this came along. It's like, well, wait a minute. They're doing things completely different, but they're also doing things with all these other promotions that they're working with who are doing the same things, like New Japan and Impact and
Bringing
ROH.
Nick Gage in from GCW.
Right, but those things can all interconnect with how they present and do their product, right? So that's more become the norm now.
Yeah.
WWE has kind of become the outlier because you couldn't take what they're doing on Mondays and Fridays and go to Defy with it, or New Japan, or anywhere, right?
Yeah.
It would be difficult to do it in that sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
not the one group of fans that doesn't. It does.
You got a very good point. Well, that's because I choose not to be a tribalist.
Right.
But before we head off, anything you want to plug, promote before we get off our stream?
Well, your show that's going to be on what Tuesdays? You guys are on this week?
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be on Tuesday, and then I don't think we have anything until next week, which is the start of the NFL season. Next week's Raw Ball podcast is going to be another dedicated episode to our draft. So stay tuned.
Yes. The Great Cherry Show. Make sure you watch that. Excellent show.
Every Wednesday.
Watch that one. And another group of fine gentlemen, if you're free on, I believe they're Sundays, Wrestle Legion. Go watch them too. Very, very fine group of boys over there.
Hey, they were just at All In. So
it was. Yes, I seen the pictures.
But yeah, that has been All In. Sorry, we only got about half of the show in, but still, we were here for 2.5 hours, so that's full stream for us.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, love you all. Thank you guys for being with us. Davey, thank you for being my co-host for the night.
Anytime.
This is the part in the show where I remind you to stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and we will see you.
Don't get arrested.
Don't get arrested, and we will see you on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
For our tribute episode to Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. Thank you all, and have a lovely night.
See you guys.